introduction to the I don't know how to post my grades and I need to make sure I do. This is the third 9 weeks, so we only have a few select classes that are actually going to post a transcript. Those are going to be your third and fourth period classes only. Now, you still have to post a grade, but on your first, second, fifth, and sixth periods, but those are just a term grade and not an exam or a final grade. So yes, post on first, second, fifth, and sixth, but we're mainly focused right now this 9 weeks on third and fourth period classes that are going to post a half credit score to transcript. Okay, so what's going to happen is we're going to make sure that my phone rings right at the beginning of a video, which is great. Telemarketer, I love these things. And we're going to make sure that all of our term grades are finished and we've got them all typed in for the whole 9 weeks. They've done all this good work, and we're going to make sure one last time to hit post, and then okay, and if there are any changes, to be sure to save those changes. So the only thing we have to do now is go to exam grade. This is where the majority of our work is going to be done. This is where we need to make sure we do everything just right in the 2 columns of the posted section. So let's start with our first student. Let's say our first student does a great job. They come in, they take the test, they get a 95%. I type it as 95, and look here, the grade column filled itself out. That's awesome. Next student, well, he didn't do so great. He's got a 65, so I type that in, and again, it fills it out for me. Third student didn't even show up. What if they don't show up for their final exam? While we're waiting for them to take the exam, and they have not had a chance to go to the makeup exam date, we're going to plug in a 0, because they're going to get a 0 if they don't take this final exam. But we want a flag that says they just haven't taken it. It's incomplete. So this F needs to be changed by scrolling down to become an I. But we had to start with a 0 in the percent column, so it calculates it as a 0%, showing them what's going to be the result if they don't make up the test. Now, this is totally different from what if they take the test and somehow still get a 0? Well, if they did get a 0, leave it as a 0%, leave it as an F over here, and hope that the other students do better than the 0%. Totally possible, you never know with our students, but that's the way that we're going to make sure we get this stuff typed in. What about the last category? This is a third or fourth period class, and we are done with them after this 9 weeks. And somebody said hallelujah. And we want to make sure that they earned exactly what they earned. They got their A in the class. They wanted to exempt from this final exam. If they exempt, you don't put anything at all in the percent column. In fact, all you do is go to the drop down on the grade column, scroll all the way down to the bottom, and choose X for exempt. This will not calculate anything in regards to their final grade relating to the exam score. Instead of doing the 20% exam, 80% term grade, it'll calculate 100% off their term grade, and their grade is what it is. They end with an A. So let's go ahead and hit save on these, assuming these were examples of what we might have. A good grade, a bad grade. We're still waiting for them to take their makeup exam, or they really did get an F, a 0%, or last but not least, they exempted because they had an A. When we are finished typing in all of these, I'm going to hit post, and wait, you don't hit post. Don't hit post on exam. Look at what happened. It cleared out every single one of those things that you just typed in. This percent is half of the story. We're going to have to go back and re-choose all of these grades. Save yourself a lot of effort from having to do this by not hitting post on exam grades. That way we don't have to go back and refill in everything. We're going to make sure that we only hit save when we're in the exam task. When we have our term posted, our exam saved, not posted, we can go finally to the final grade. At the final grade, we should see calculations, and you can hand check this with a couple of grades by just calculating 20% from this score plus 80% from that score, and see if it does result in the grade that we see calculated there. Oddly enough, I'm looking and I see 83.38, and looks like it cleared out my exam scores. Neat. These are why we go back and double check. Somehow these got erased. I've got to type them back in again. That's going to change this back to an F. We're going to put this 0 here and hit save one more time. Go to final grade, and now I can tell everything is correct. How did I know? I had to hand check one. I looked at this percent here and I looked at that percent there, and as long as these are filled out, 20% exam, 80% term grade, this shows that we are doing that 20-80 split. If I'm happy here, I'm not done until I see everything on the final grade task in the posted column. This is what gets you checked off by Jackie Fulkerson in guidance. When all of your classes show grades in the posted columns, percent and grade both, then you're finished. So I hit post, okay. I see that it fills out both of these columns and hit save. That means I'm finished, okay? If something goes catastrophically wrong, please don't hesitate to email, call, or just come on down to my room and we can take a look at what happened in your grade book and see what we need to fix to get your grades to post. So, third and fourth period, we're posting exam and final grades as well as term grades. First, second, fifth, and sixth, term grades only. Have questions? Come see me.